I'm going to call you Technology or Whiz Kid.
Is that what you're going to call me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's streaming. Hey, Mary Jo.
Let me do this. Hey, everybody. I still have 3 minutes extra. It's early, so therefore, I'm allowed to be delinquent, and I'm just making sure this is streaming properly to where it needs to go. Are you guys there?
I'm here. Are you there?
Still here.
Got quiet all of a sudden. I was like, where are you? Where are you?
We are here.
Okay, it is live because I want it in my Facebook group because that way I don't have to do the uploading and downloading doohickey thingy bopper things, etc. So hello and good evening. We will start in 2 minutes. I'm going to do hijinks with the multitude, with Ray and with Alice, and I didn't get this out until today, so it's okay, because for those people that are in my Facebook group, they will get the recording, and for those of you that are here this evening, you lucky kids,
Mary Jo is here.
you will get to ask any questions that you want. Miss Ann, Diana, Emmy, Kevin, and Mary Jo, my loyalists, and people usually roll on a little bit late, and that's okay. So what we're going to be doing tonight, and I will do an official start in a minute, is I'm going to teach you a simple formula for packaging stories, and we're going to do some basic stories, and then we'll come back and we'll do another session at some point soon where we will kind of do more, and we'll get more advanced with it. But we need to give everybody the basics tonight. So with that being said, 7:59, and if any of you guys are watching on Facebook and you actually want to be interactive, find the link. It's right in the group and it's on my Facebook wall to come join the actual webinar, because that's where I will be interacting with folks. Alice, how are you? You're muted.
I am doing very well. I'm muted because Dennis is out and he's not quite ready for bed yet. Dennis is my parrot.
Well, for any of you guys that haven't met Dennis, maybe I'll show a picture of him in a little bit. Dennis is an African gray, and he is a very verbal buddy when it's bedtime or anytime. So Alice does mute back and forth. She's not hanging with us. She's more like just trying to be super polite, but we don't mind a little screech now and again. And then, of course, I am joined by Mr. Ray Williams out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Master hypnotist, pioneer, technology pioneer in his field, as we discovered this week. Talk about packaging stories. And of course, my name is Diane Hochman. Hello, good evening, everybody. I've been in the home business industry for 21 years, kids. So gather around. I'm going to teach you some things. Decided to just basically go back and teach some of the skills I've been teaching for years, because like a ding dong, I forget that there's new people all the time. And I know Alice has never seen me teach this. And I know a whole bunch of you guys have never seen me teach this. And some of you have. If you have, then I challenge you to take your skills up to the next level. First, before we start, I want to point out that today is International Tiara Day. So I am wearing my sparkly tiara hat because I thought it would be easier to wear the hat than wear an actual tiara, because I do have many of them that have been given to me over the years. And they are hard to, I mean, you have to stand like this. They are definitely hard to maneuver. And I've done it. They're definitely hard to maneuver in, somewhere in my hat. And I remember when I got this hat, we were out, I was out with my daughter, and she spotted it and she jokingly said, "Oh, Mom, you need that." And then I went and bought it. She was very upset with me. She was like, "Don't wear that in public, and don't wear that around me." I said, "I will wear it in public." And I wore it actually at an event. So super fun. Anyway, guys, packaging a story, telling a story. See, everybody thinks you got a haircut, Alice. Isn't that funny? Everybody's like, "Did you get a haircut? Did you get a haircut?" You wear hats a lot. It's not long, Alice. Ray has long hair. Ray has long hair.
It's long for me, man. It's over my ears.
Like, oh, yeah, I see over there on the sides, but the top isn't that long. I got you. Well, you are, you know, Canada, COVID craziness. By the way, it's Canada Day, is it not?
Yes, Canada Day.
Canada Day. Happy Canada Day. I asked everybody if there was a bank
No.
holiday. Nope.
No,
What?
it's Victoria Day.
Victoria Day. I know that Canada Day was in July, isn't it?
It's July 1st.
Right, July. See, we all have, isn't it funny how the holidays all kind of coordinate? It's just we're different countries, but we have coordinating holidays. Ours is next week. But happy Victoria Day. And I have been in Victoria, Canada, which is lovely on the other side out
Oh,
there.
the whole country's lovely.
Yes, it
Thank
is.
you.
I always wanted to do the train trip across and stay at all the fabulous Tremblant and all the fabulous hotels. And
Let's go.
all right, I'm in. You paying?
Sure.
Okay. Everybody, you saw that. It's documented. It is on video. Ray Williams invited me to go on a tour of Canada, and he's paying. And we're going to stop by Alice's house and see Dennis the parrot. So listen, Linda, as my friend Angel would say, being able to package and tell a story on demand is one of the most critical skills you can possibly have. And I suckered these two before they knew what they were agreeing to into coming over and being little, right, come here, being little test, case studies for the formula. This is a very, very, very simple formula I'm going to teach you. And I learned it back 100 years ago. And I got to tell you, it's a moneymaker. It's a moneymaker. And then once you learn this formula for packaging stories, then you can extrapolate, and then you can really go and package yourself on a much larger scale. And when you're telling your story or any story, you have to be really cognizant of the environment and where you are and what's going on. I can tell my story in 30 seconds, and I can tell my story in 4 days, literally. Now, tonight, we're going to learn the 30 to 60-second version, which is pretty cool. Now, if you were writing a bio for one of your sites or something, we'd probably make it a little longer. And maybe you guys give me your suggestions, because we're going to be doing a bunch of these. Maybe we want to do Facebook profiles or Instagram profiles, or writing your story for your blog or something. I was just on with my friend Holly, just on a sidebar. My WordPress site got de-indexed, basically wasn't showing up in Google, and I didn't realize. And one day I went to search for something, and I realized my whole site had disappeared off of Google. It existed, but if you typed my name in or anything, it wasn't showing up. So I was very upset. So my friend Holly helped me, and I was talking to her because Holly has a whole team that does WordPress sites. I know a lot of people need them. So that might be another fun thing that we could do for those of you that might need a site, that you want to have it done for you, but have me help you with the words on it. So there's all kinds of fun things, and you guys will tell me. Alice, is there anything special you want to do in the future? I don't mean to put you on the spot. Was there anything that you had wanted to learn? And you can think about it and get back to me towards the end of the webinar. Yeah. Ray, what about you? Is there anything special that you wanted to work on or learn?
Well, just the title of your show here, how to package a story.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to do that now, but I'm talking about for future ones. So let me know. And those of you guys that are watching,
You're going ahead of the soul man here. So you're talking about tonight or the future?
the future.
I'm putting myself in the
I'm
future.
doing a webinar. I'm talking fast. I'm doing the razzle dazzle show. I got my sparkles on, hun. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm talking fast. I know I got to slow down for Mr. Williams.
You want me in the future? I don't know. I'm not. I'm
just looking for good suggestions for some upcoming classes. Okay.
I will definitely put on my thinking cap.
You'll take it under advisement and have your people get with my people.
Yes, we will set up a board meeting on this.
Okay. You and your cats?
Me and Bob.
And you and Bob. Okay. All right, let's get down to it. When we're telling a story, the formula that I'm about to teach you, some of you will instantly go, it's a script. I don't do scripts. I don't like scripts. I don't like scripts either. But when you learn a script, it was put together for a reason. And there's scripts that have been around the industry for 1,000 years. This is one of them. or a formula, fill in the blanks. And what you want to do is take notice of the sequence. I don't care what words you use. I'm going to give you a fill in the blank. And I don't care whether you use those exact words, but it's important that you use the exact sequence. And the reason why is because this is actually engaging someone psychologically. There's a reason for the order that we put it in. Does that make sense?
Sense.
So once you learn it, I encourage you guys to like literally take it and fill in the blanks. And I encourage you, I'm going to show you how to practice with it. But then you can change the words up, because I use this formula literally, I don't know, a dozen times every single day. It's just that you don't realize it because it doesn't sound mechanical. Okay. And that's what we're looking for. Kevin, I'm going to actually put it up on the screen for you guys. And you guys can jot it down. It's literally like 5 sentences. It's very short. So no, I don't have a PDF. I don't even know if I remember how to make a PDF, Alice. He's asking for fancy things. I ain't got no fancy things. So, all right. So I'm going to show my screen.
If you send me the document, I'll make a PDF for you.
We don't need a PDF. Really. I mean, like, and guys, everything about me is keep it simple. Okay. Keep it simple, sweetheart. You know, keep it simple, schmooshy, you know, schmoovy baby, whatever you want to be called. Keep it simple. Okay. Here's the formula. Before I got into the home business industry, I was broke. I was $40,000 in credit card debt. I couldn't pay my bills. When I started working, you know, with my company, the first thing I noticed was it wasn't really hard to make some retail income. And I was actually able to make some money the first week. Since then, it's been 21 years and I've gone on to become the top affiliate at a major marketing company. But the best part is that I've really gained freedom and I get to travel and come and go as I like. Okay, it's fill in the blanks. Now, what I want you guys to understand, because some of you guys are going, I'm not the #1 affiliate. I'm not the this. I'm not that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, I can't lie and not tell the true story for me, but I could tell this story about anything. Before I got this iced tea, I was parched and thirsty. When I started drinking the iced tea, the first thing I noticed was I felt cooler and better. Since then, I've drank most of the iced tea. And the funniest thing is I have to go to the bathroom now. No, I don't, because I just started drinking the iced tea. It's almost full. Before I got put on this lip gloss, I was very washed out on the screen. When I started the webinar and turned on the camera, the first thing I noticed was that you could barely see my face. Since then, I put on the lip gloss, and the best part is now my lips pop. I'm kissable. Okay, I'm just making this up, grabbing things off of my desk. Before I started taking vitamins, I was feeling pretty run down. I started, and by the way, it doesn't have to say when. I can't edit this, but it could be, you know, I started taking them about a month ago. And the first thing I noticed was I just had some more energy. Since then, I've been getting up every morning a lot easier. And the best part is I know that I'm covered with every nutrient I need. What else we got? My desk is messy. Can you tell? I got a lot of crap on my desk. Right, Ray? I cleaned it up, but somehow, before I got these headphones, I was using those little teeny tiny earbuds. When I started using these though, I noticed that I could hear everything much better, especially on planes. Since then, I've used them literally from coast to coast. And the best part is when I put them on, people don't talk to me when I'm on an airplane. Whatever. Here. Before I got this pen, I was wanting to write something. I started using it, and the first thing I noticed, and by the way, this is a Tony Robbins mastermind.com pen. The first thing I noticed was how nicely it wrote. It's a quality pen. Since then, I've written several letters with it. And the best part is whenever I use the pen, people go, hey, where did you get that? You guys get this? It's not complicated, right?
So you can basically take this and stick it in your wallet and use for anything.
Well, what you want to do is practice it so much that you've memorized it and it becomes a part of you. Because that's when you can start freestyling. I don't need to say, because somebody might say, well, I would never say the best part is. No, but say that another way. What's really great is I'm down 2 sizes. What's really great is, or what's awesome is, I get to travel. You guys see what I'm saying? You can change the words. The words don't matter that much. What matters is the sequence. When you tell a story, you always have to tell people what was before. Okay? Because a lot of people don't tell what happened before. Okay? So before I was. Then you want to talk about the beginning, because like if I were to say to you guys, I've done millions in sales, right? It's not necessarily relatable because that's the end of the story. So you want to talk about the beginning of the story. So first it's what was before, what happened during the beginning of the story, what's happened since then, and what's the very best part of what's happened for you. Okay, this is a results story, but it can be extrapolated to be many, many, many different things.
Hey,
Yeah, like,
Diane,
Whoop.
one of the shell online here has asked if you could do one for her before network marketing. I was a teacher for 25 years.
Wait. You two are the guinea pigs first. Then
Oh, okay.
multitude. Then we will
Just trying to help
Nope.
Michelle.
Thank you. I'm kidding around, but I really want to do you guys first because I can talk to you guys, right?
All right.
So Alice, since you're helping, you're going to help more. Alice
Great.
sells some health and wellness products. She also sells marketing products. What do you want to talk about? Which one?
Health products.
Okay. So before I started blank, right? You don't say the name of your product. Oh, say the name of your product, not your company, because it doesn't matter. Before I started, what's the name of your product?
Let's say the liquid vitamin.
Okay. So I'm going to stop right there and point out that, see, this is one of the things that you guys have to work on is you have to have an answer quick. Because like a lot of times I ask people, what do you sell? They have to think. What do you do? Have to think. What's your product? I have to think. Right? So we want to get to the point where we don't, I'm not criticizing Alice because you just got thrown this, but what I want you guys to do is understand that this is part of the challenge. We don't talk to people because we're afraid they're going to ask us a question. And if they ask us a question, we're not sure what our answer is going to be. And we start getting into this mind game. So we want to practice. So before I started taking liquid vitamins, what were you?
Tired all the time.
Mm-hmm. So when I started taking them, the first thing I noticed was?
I had more energy throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Since then, what's happened since then?
I take it every day.
Well, that's your habit, but what good thing has happened since then? You want to talk about something that happened first, the first thing you noticed, and then a longer term effect.
I feel better and better every day.
Okay. And that probably would be the best part. So let me turn off this screen share for a minute because I want to look at you because you're so cute. Wait, that's not what I want. Stop. My thingy is just being difficult. My mouse. Okay. People are looking for who you are, what happened in the beginning, what happened in the long term, and what's your favorite part. Okay, so those are the components of the story. Because if I say to someone, before I took the liquid vitamins, I was tired. Since then, I have more energy. And the best part is I'm getting better and better. Does that compel anybody? Does it compel you? No, right? And again, when we package stories, I'm just trying to show you guys how to be really effective communicators. We need to really dig down into what's going on, because Alice, a lot more has happened with you since you started taking this product. Sure.
I take a bunch of the products, but that's
Okay,
probably my favorite.
And that's fine, because we could say the blank, I don't want you to say the name of your company because we're all being polite, but we're also all
Yeah.
adults and I don't think it matters. So you could say, since I started taking the X company products, so then it would be an over. Follow? So don't worry about just the vitamin. I'm looking for your compelling result that would make someone go, ooh, I want to check this out. So what's the name of them? The what products? What company?
Well, it's a Mediterranean system.
Okay, so great. So since I started taking the Mediterranean system, so let's put it up again. And what I want to do is dig into really what's happened for you. One of the challenges, guys, if you don't package your story right, when I first started in the industry, I was selling weight loss products and I had lost 70 pounds in 6 months, but I was still obese. Okay.
Yeah.
And so if somebody saw me and I said, I lost weight, they didn't perceive the amazing thing that had happened to me. I mean, guys, 70 pounds in 6 months is life changing, right? Life changing. But they couldn't tell if I didn't tell the story properly. So when I would say to someone, before I took it was Herbalife. I don't care if you guys know. Before I took the Herbalife products, I was just really overweight and I was really tired and I was exhausted. And when I started, the first thing I noticed was that I had more energy. In fact, one night I actually all of a sudden just told my daughter I'd race her home. And my whole family stood there and looked at me like, what the heck got into you? Because I actually ran and I probably hadn't ran in years. Now, since then, I've gone on to lose 70 pounds in 6 months. And the best part is I just know that I found my solution. Okay, that would be a properly packaged story. And by the way, Alice, you did exactly what I wanted you to do, which is good, because I wanted people to see the contrast between a story that's kind of bland and a story that has some attractor factor to it, right? We're wanting to attract people if we tell the story, whether we tell it verbally or whether we write it. So let's go back to the formula and let's get into the real story, because your real story is real good. So before I started using the Mediterranean?
Yeah, it's a Mediterranean system.
So before I started using the Mediterranean system, I was
Extremely overweight and diabetic.
okay. Did you have multiple health problems?
Yes.
Were you on medications?
Yes.
How many, do you remember about how many you were on?
4.
Okay. And was the doctor kind of saying, this is not good, you're not in good shape here, girl?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Give me a
Yes,
little
I
more
read the right
information
act.
about that.
What's that?
Give me a little more information about that. Was your A1C off the charts? Was your blood pressure high? Give me something.
My HB1AC, sorry about my motorcycle. HB1AC was like 10.5, which is high. My daily sugar readings were way too high. My weight, 100 and some odd pounds, 150, 60 pounds overweight.
Okay, good. That's plenty. So before I started using the Mediterranean system, I was 100 some odd pounds overweight. My diabetic numbers were almost off the chart, and I was on 4 medications, and the doctor basically said, you got to do something. Okay, now I don't know if that's accurate, and you can change the words, but do you see how much more compelling that is than I was tired?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep. So before I started using the Mediterranean system, I was under a doctor's care on 4 medications. My numbers for my diabetes were off the chart, and I was just exhausted. Okay, that would be a good something there. Okay. So I got started and the first thing I noticed was what?
I had more energy.
How did you know you had more energy?
Good point.
And see
Um,
why this is so important? Because if I say I was tired, I had more energy. Okay, great. But my numbers were off the chart. I could barely walk to the end of the block. You know, I was like in trouble. And the first thing I noticed was,
I wasn't as tired throughout the day, and the weight was starting to come off.
okay, did you happen to lose a certain number of pounds the first week or something? Or for you kilo type Canadian people, did you happen to have a result the first week? That
No, it took a while. In 8 months, I lost 60 pounds.
So, and that's going to be at the
The
end of the
end.
story, which is
Yeah.
huge. So the first week, how did you know you weren't as tired?
Trying to find.
Don't worry about Dennis. Don't worry, they'll live
Okay.
with him. Did
How did I know I
nap?
was tired?
Did you used to nap or did you fall asleep? Like, did you get home, eat dinner and kind of fall asleep on the couch? Or how did you know you weren't as tired?
I was able to stay up after dinner, alert, and not fall asleep in my chair at 7 o'clock.
Okay, so now we got it. So when I started on the products, the first thing I noticed was I had more energy. In fact, I used to fall asleep on the couch every night, and all of a sudden I was awake till 9:30, 10 o'clock, feeling fine to go to bed like a normal person. See how much more powerful that is? Because how many people feel tired? Everybody feels tired, right? People have no energy. Everybody has no energy. You know, people go through that period. And then people have more energy. But how many people relate to falling asleep on the couch? That's the thing that gravitates them towards you, because falling asleep on the couch makes somebody feel old. Falling asleep on the couch is embarrassing. You know, you're with some friends and you fall asleep on the couch. So what we're looking to do is hit the emotional points, because that's what makes the people go, this could be a solution for me. And it also, a properly packaged story builds a lot of trust, because they start to know that you're like them. So they're not worried about being embarrassed about telling you how high their numbers were, or they're not embarrassed to tell you how overweight they are, because they relate to you. So a lot of people think I'm overweight, lost some weight, but I haven't lost all my weight is a disadvantage. It's actually an advantage, because people actually feel safer to talk to you. Some of the biggest earners in this industry that sell weight loss are people that are overweight. Kind of interesting, isn't it? You'd think it would be the people who had lost all the weight and that were, you know, looking super skinny. But I know of, gosh, dozens of women that are making the most money. It's because of the way they tell the stories. So before I started the Mediterranean program, I was on, you know, under a doctor's care on 4 medications. I was, you know, just exhausted all the time. And my, you know, my diabetes tests, my numbers were through the roof. I got started and the first thing I noticed was, and it was subtle, but I wasn't falling asleep on the couch every night, which made a big difference in my life and in my relationship. Since then, what? I've lost over 60 pounds.
I lost over 60 pounds, and
Are you off any meds? It's okay if you're not.
yes, I was. I'm back on, but that's for another reason. And I was able to come off my diabetic meds.
Okay. So since then, I've lost over 60 pounds and I've been able to come off some of my medications.
Yeah.
Feeling a lot better out hiking on the weekends, which
Yeah.
is true. And the best part is, what's the best part? And usually for this line, we want something forward speaking or forward thinking.
And the best part is I'm not worried about dying anytime soon.
I see, that's a great line. So now Alice's story went from, before I started on the Mediterranean program, I was tired, and the first thing I noticed is I had more energy and I lost weight, and the best part is whatever, to something that's incredibly compelling. If I have diabetes, am I going to want to know what she's on? Yep. If I'm falling asleep on the couch, am I going to want to know what she's on? Yep. If I can't walk very far or anything else and I hear she's hiking on the weekends, am I going to want to know what she's on? Yep. If I have to lose weight, if I have to this, now I have all of these things that are causing me to want to know about what Alice is doing, what Alice is using. How do you feel?
Pretty good.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is very cool.
You just take it and fill in the blanks, but the when you fill it in, you have to say something that moves people. And there was nothing that we said that's not true, right? I didn't jack you up. I didn't hype you up, did I?
Nope. It's all
Every
true.
one of those things is true. Those are the real results that you've had with your product.
2 years ago, I couldn't walk 1 block.
You see why this is important to start now. And like I said, we can do another session where we make it more extensive. This is just the basic frame for tonight.
Mhm.
But that's important. If somebody can't, I used to say in my story, which was true, it was Halloween. It was really warm for some reason. It was like 70 degrees the night before Halloween. And our family went for a walk around the block and we got like so far around the circle. And I looked at my older daughter and I said, come on, Jill, I'll race you home. And everybody was like, what? Because they had never seen me run. And I took off running and they were like looking at me like I was crazy. And everybody was like, mommy, 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 we haven't ever seen you run. And it didn't even occur to me. I just started running. That's a very powerful component of the story because people can't keep up with their kids.
Yeah.
And that,
Or their grandkids.
yeah, exactly. You know, so these components, these things, you know, before I started, one day I went in my closet to get some clothes and there was literally nothing in there that fit me. And I was mortified. Making that one up, you know. I went down to the doctors and I knew it wasn't going to be good news, but I didn't know how bad it was going to be. So I started, I figured I had to do something. I started on these products and the first thing I noticed was blank, that I had a significant drop in my blood sugar in the first week. Whatever it may be, these are the things that compel people to want to know, to want to be near you. And you can tell that story from 4,000 different angles, because another version of the story would be, you know, hi, I'm Alice. And, you know, not too long ago, I couldn't even walk down, you know, I couldn't walk down to the end of the street. I mean, just getting downstairs to get my mail was a struggle. And I started using these particular nutritional products. And the first thing I noticed is that I was just able to go a little bit further each day. And since then, I've been walking regularly and keep increasing it. Now I'm actually able to hike on uneven terrain. And the best part is I've also lost 60 pounds. So if somebody's having movement issues, that version of the story is the compelling one. If somebody has diabetes, I might say, well, hey, you know, I totally feel you. Not too long ago, I was on, you know, whatever medication, you know, and they had to keep upping it because my, you know, A1C was like over 10, you know, it was like getting crazy. I started these nutritional products and, you know, my blood sugar started coming down. And since then, you know, we've taken me off of one of my medications and my A1C is running pretty close to normal. And the best part is I took off 60 pounds too. What diabetic doesn't want to know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it cool? It's all
Very cool.
story, but we're changing it depending on the environment that we're in. So before we talk to Ray, because Ray's is going to be completely different because we're not going to do a product result with him. We're going to do something compelling to make people want to work with him as a hypnotist. What do you guys think in the chat? Give me an idea. Is this good stuff? Hey, Mike, Bianca, a bunch of people here. Excellent. So does this stuff make sense? This little formula is, Michael dropped an X. I mean, David dropped an X. I never say drop an X, but you could drop an X if you want. Okay, so Tanya, this is good. Okay, good. Okay. So I want you guys to start taking notes and writing some of yours down. Okay, and if you're in my Facebook group, which is Attraction Marketing Mastery with Diane Hochman, if you're not in it, go ask to be in it now. There'll be conversation under the video. You guys can drop your package stories. I'd love to look at them. We may get to do more other than just Ray tonight. And if I can pull someone over, I will. But if you're in that Facebook group, I'm happy to, you know, take a look at what you leave for me there. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Mr. Williams,
Yes, I'm
how the heck are you?
pretty gosh darn good.
So I've already pulled out all of Alice's teeth. Are you ready for me to pull yours?
I'm already missing two. Mhm.
That's a story for another day. Alice has stories for me. You have stories for me. One of these days, we're going to go for coffee when the borders are open, and I'm going to hear all the good stories because I have the feeling that the two of you might be able to top each other. We could have like a throwdown to see
Oh,
who
we
has the
sure could.
craziest story. So that's awesome. Anyway, Ray, for you, I'm going to put up the thing again.
Yeah.
And what we're looking to do, because if I say, hi, I'm Ray Williams, I'm a hypnotist. What's the first thing that comes into people's mind when they hear that?
They start going, ooh.
Yeah, they think you're going to turn them into a chicken,
Right.
like that stage hypnosis or whatever. They don't know how it works or what it is, and they certainly don't know what it could do for them, right? So we're gonna, so hi, I'm Ree Williams, and I'm a
Wait a minute. Oh, I was just following the script.
Mhm.
Before I was Ray Williams. No.
hang on, not before you were Ray Williams. Hi, I'm Ray Williams. I'm a certified hypnotist. Okay. Now we're going to do this a little different.
Right.
Okay. Because we don't need to know what you did before you were a hypnotist. Okay. You've been doing this for 20 years. So your formula might be something like, I became a hypnotist because, why did you become a hypnotist?
I got asked that so many times. One of those things that kept pulling me. You know.
So why did it pull you?
I like the rapid results of what it does with the mind. I remember back in the day, I was thinking of going to be a psychotherapist, and I spent a long time in psychotherapy myself, and it's a very long, arduous, painful process.
Mhm.
I can do the same thing in 6 sessions. It'd take a psychotherapist 6 months. So
Okay,
it's
so stop.
rapid. You asked.
So my name, and you might want to jot some of these down. We have it recorded. My name
Alright.
is Ray Williams. I'm a certified hypnotist. And it's interesting. I was looking for a career change, and I was thinking about becoming a psychotherapist. But when I realized that a hypnotist could help someone in 6 sessions where a psychotherapist might need 2 years, I became very attracted. See how I just gave a value proposition?
Mhm.
Because somebody's thinking about, I'm going to do therapy, or I'm in therapy and I've been in therapy for a long time and I haven't gotten the results. When you say, I realized that a hypnotist can help someone in 5 or 6 sessions where a psychotherapist, it might take years, I decided this was the route I wanted to go. Okay, it's kind of cool.
Pretty
Is it?
cool.
Because
That's
then a lot
true.
of people, but it is true. And a lot of people go, wait a minute, I didn't know that. Okay. So people who are considering therapy might be attracted. People who are in therapy, not getting where they want to go, might be attracted. So you've already, in your first statement about why you became a hypnotist, you literally are pulling them towards you. The whole idea is to get them to hear your story and want to come sit on your lap, basically. Get that? When I say sit on your lap, I mean figuratively.
I know what you
Alice
mean.
tells her story. It makes them want to sit on her lap and say, mommy, help me with the products. I want to take these products. Okay. They sit on your lap and they say, I want to lose weight. I want to stop smoking. I don't want to be afraid of flying anymore, whatever it may be. Okay.
Mhm.
So, hi, my name's Ray Williams. I'm a certified hypnotist. And it's interesting. I was looking for a career change and thought about becoming a psychotherapist. When I started doing my research, I realized with hypnosis, somebody can make rapid change in 5 or 6 sessions, where with therapy, it could take years. So I decided that was the way I wanted to go. Okay. Does that feel decent?
It feels pretty decent. So this whole script pretty much is out the window. This one.
No, it's not out the window, because here. Let's do this. I have to stop this share so I can show the whole thing. Hang on. Remember when I said at the beginning?
Hang on 1 second. Bianca, I can help you kids. Bianca wants me to help her kids to want to clean their room.
Can you help
We
Dennis?
actually, So you're laughing, but he helped me want to clean my room. You don't understand. I had a
It's
whole
true.
because my parents used to yell at me about stuff. And then I would say to him, I get disorganized, I get this and that. And I thought it was because I was lazy and I didn't want to do my work. And we recently just figured out it was because I always got yelled at around these activities. And when we lifted that stigma out of it, all of a sudden it changed. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. So Ray, all I'm doing is I'm editing the script.
Got it.
Okay, because we're still using the same format. Hi. And I'm okay. So instead of saying what you were before you were a hypnotist, because it's not relevant to the person, instead we're throwing in why you became a hypnotist. Okay.
Oh, it's funny. I have been asked many times, what was I before a hypnotist, which was a contrast.
And so here's what's interesting, Ray. If you had answered the way I'm teaching you to, it would have pulled them towards you. See, if you just said I was in sales, what'd you do before you were in hypnosis? I was in sales. It's
Right.
over. It's over, right? Alice, tell me about your products. Everybody has a product. Oh yeah, it's really great. I take it and I have more energy. It's over. It's over. What we're doing is pulling and gravitating people towards us through our words. Back 20 years ago, I was considering a career change and thought about becoming a psychotherapist. I did some research. It's painful to watch me type, guys. That's why I became a copywriter. It's more fun. And found out that a hypnotist can help someone in a few weeks. Therapist, where therapy may take years. Okay, where therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is something just real simple. Okay, let me go back up so we can see the whole thing. Where'd the rest go? Are you up there? Yeah, it's up there. It's just off the thing. I guess I have to make it smaller so we can see it. When you're on Zoom, it gets to be like hard to maneuver. Now it's deleted. It did this before on me. Anyway, we'll go back to the, oh no, I just edited the keynote. So we're going to turn this off.
My life is over.
So when I start, guys, I'm really bad on the computer, and plus I got the cute nails, and the cute nails and typing don't go together, but they're damn cute and I like them, so I'm keeping them. So I started doing therapy, and you know what I really liked about it was, what'd you like about? Love the nails. Thank you, Bianca. Just got them done. I think they're fabulous. Very good job that I did. All right. Tell me about something from the beginning of your career.
What, hypnosis career?
Yeah. So I started, you know, practicing, and I love that I was helping people drop habits that had haunted them their whole life, literally.
Yeah, one thing I noticed was what I heard about the swiftness of it working was true. I noticed people stopping smoking in 1 or 2 sessions. I saw people losing weight
Okay,
after
stop.
the first session.
Tight. I started my practice, and what I noticed,
And what I
was I
noticed.
was able to help people really quickly with their issues. Okay.
So kind of give a tight one sit. Okay.
Then we go, since then, I've helped hundreds, thousands, whatever it is, of people do things like quit smoking, get over their fear of flying, you know, list 4 or 5, not even 3 or 4. Okay. And the best part is, what's the best part?
I enjoy helping people. I enjoy actually seeing.
I want to save the world. I want
Yes,
to
I
become
do.
Miss America. I'm looking for world peace. He's getting annoyed at me, but that,
Well, I got tired of saving the whales, so I want to save people.
so it's not, I enjoy helping people.
Yeah, okay. I what?
So go deeper than that. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do. The formula is so simple,
Mm,
but you have to go deeper. You have to go deeper. The best part is I now do it remotely and I'm able to help people globally because of technology. Because I am a technology pioneer, right? See, that would be a great best part, because what does that line do? Again, that makes them go, I can work with him. I can work with him. So the formula is simple, but the things we say need to come from our depth, from our heart. Because if we use the formula, it's the same as any script. So Alice, you seem like a pretty sharp individual. Do you keep your income options open?
Certainly. I want to retire.
That script has been used by thousands and thousands and thousands of people over the years, but one guy makes $1 million doing that, and another person gets yelled at and kicked out of the Home Depot. What's the difference? Okay. The difference is where it's coming from. Okay. The difference is where it's coming from. So my name is Ray Williams, and 20 years ago, I was looking for a career change, and I was thinking about going back to get a master's degree to become a psychotherapist. But when I did my research, I realized that, if I got certified in hypnosis, I could get certified quickly, and I could help people make change in their life in a month, sometimes 2 months, versus years that it would take for therapy. So I did, went to school, hung my shingle. I started working with people, and it was true. I was able to literally change people's lives in a month or so. Since then, I've gone on to help people quit smoke, dozens, hundreds of people quit smoking, lose weight, get rid of their fear of flying, get rid of their fear of spiders, you name it, I've helped someone with it. And the best part is, because technology has changed, I now am able to do hypnosis remotely, and I'm able to help people all over the world change their lives or whatever. How powerful is that story?
I like it.
I
I'm going to
think
use
you
it.
just got 2 free sessions.
What'd you say?
I said, I think you just got 2 free sessions.
I get certain benefits for helping him with his tech stuff. So
She
it
gets
all
perks.
works out. Yeah. I do copy, he does hypnosis. So it's when you package a story properly, the person, see, if we stop trying to get people, right? Everybody's trying to get people, and we start trying to attract people. How do we attract people? By giving them promise or hope of change, because that's what everybody wants, right? Change. I want change. Tell me a story that will make me believe that I have hope of change through you. And this formula allows us to do that if we don't give a surface answer and we go a little deeper. So you guys that are in the webinar room, just give me a shout out in the chat. Let me know, does this make sense? Does this make sense? Because we could do, yeah, Diana says makes great sense, great sense. Emmy, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Reno Chrome, I don't know you, Reno. Hello, good to see you. Looking forward to meeting you. Excellent. So Mike, are you like addicted now? Mike's like hanging out. Mike's my new guy. All right, good. All right. So this formula I have used for 21 years, maybe 20. I probably learned it in the second year, okay? But my ability to create compelling stories with it came through practice. So I'm going to give you guys an assignment, and I won't be there to make sure you do it. It's going to be up to you to make sure you do it. But I'm telling you now, if, by the way, I have several students, like I've taught this to thousands of people. I didn't make it up, by the way. I don't know who made it up. It's like an ancient formula, okay?
Mhm.
But I have several students that took this and went and ran with it and made a fortune. And then I have thousands of students that never practiced, never used it, to make no money. Okay. So what you do with it is up to you, but here's the assignment. I want you to do what I was just doing. I was picking up things. I want you to walk around your house, okay? And I want you to package the story for anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Here. This is one of those little cinnamon scented brooms. It's from the fall. Still smells a little bit, but they don't smell as good now. But let's make believe it's October. You know, before I got this cinnamon scented broom, the house smelled okay, but it didn't have that fall feeling that I was looking for. And I went to the dollar store and I saw these and they were only $1. So I grabbed 3 of them. I hung it next to my desk. And since then, everything smells absolutely delicious, makes me want to go make an apple pie. And the best part is when the scent's gone, I can just throw it away. It was $1. That's the formula. That's the formula. But you could feel that I sincerely meant that. It's still
Yeah.
hanging there since the fall. I just got okay. I'll hang that back up. What else do I got? I got all kinds of things over here. I got gizmos and gadgets, who's its and what's its galore. Before I got this Pooh Bear and Piglet rock, I had a whole bunch of things that meant something to me, kind of a little display over here. But then I got this Pooh Bear and Piglet rock, and the person who gave it to me just made me smile so big because I always loved to watch Pooh Bear when I was a little girl. Since then, I keep it in my area of collectibles that I like to keep. And the best part is that whenever I happen to look over and I see it, it makes me smile. And it just makes me remember about what it was like to be a little girl. Story. Okay. Before I got this candle, well, truthfully, I had a bunch of candles. I like candles. But I got this one from Yankee Candle, which is really popular up here, and it's called Salt Mist Peony. And the first thing I noticed is like when it's not burning, you could just smell it all around my desk. I hadn't burnt it yet, but since then I started burning it, and I like to put it back sometimes during my webinars. And the best part is it just kind of creates a very soothing energy around my classes. I'm making these up, but you notice that the answers that I'm using are coming from me.
Mhm.
They're coming from me. This is true. I got this candle. You know, I got this candle because they gave me a free candle for my birthday. And I liked the color. I hadn't even smelt it. The cover was on it. I didn't even smell it. I just bought it. And then it was on my desk. I usually keep flowers and some stuff over there. And it was on my desk and I kept going, what smells so good? And I realized it was the candle. So that's true. The whole thing that I said is true. I'm not being facetious. I'll give you guys one more. You notice how I can do these like this? It's because of the practice and the practice with things that aren't that important. My story for my business, can be overwhelming, right? If you're trying to do your story, everybody's like trying to package and trying to think of the thing to say. When you practice on things and you're not trying to sell anything, you become good. I don't know why this is on my desk. Before I got this bottle of fake NyQuil, I had a really bad cold, and for 2 days I couldn't sleep. So I went down to the Rite Aid and picked this up, and I was hoping that I'd get through the night. Drank it, and the first thing I noticed is it tastes yucky. But overnight I was able to sleep, believe it or not, for the whole night. I didn't even get up to pee, and I'm a 54-year-old woman, and that's a miracle. And the best part is I'm starting to feel better. That's a story about NyQuil. Now, I want you guys to sit and think. If I can tell a compelling story about NyQuil, do you think you could tell a compelling story about yourself? Alice, watch. We're going to do something else. You ready?
Right.
Well, we could do that in a second, but I want to do.
Right.
Alice, before you got your bird, Dennis, what?
Before I got my bird Dennis, I had the greatest dog in the whole wide world, and she passed away, and I didn't want to get another pet that would die on me. So I got a parrot who lives for 80 years.
There you go. So I got a parrot that lives for 80 years. Since then, what? What's happened since then with Dennis?
Since then, I have many scars. I've lost gallons of blood, but I love him.
And he's filled a hole in my heart. Right? I know you
Yeah.
love Dennis, and that's why I'm having you do the story about him. And then the best part is what? What's the best part?
Best part is he is a great singer and an awesome conversationalist.
And he cracks you up every day, and I know he does.
He does.
See? So when
Comes
you
out with new things.
see, because you could just say, I have a parrot, his name is Dennis, right? I didn't know you lost a dog. I've known
Yeah.
Dennis, I've seen the pictures, I know how you feel about Dennis. I didn't know you lost a dog. How much sense did it make to get a bird that would outlive you than to get another dog that you lose and go through heartache again?
Yeah, I was busted.
So,
I like isolated for 2 weeks. If somebody would have said it's just a dog, I would have had to kill them.
so do you see when we take it to the emotional level, how much more powerful the story comes and how much more interesting Dennis becomes?
Hmm.
See that? Because before I knew you had a bird. Birds are nice. Lots of people have birds. But now all of a sudden, I just went, oh, I lost my dog and it broke my heart so much. I knew I could never go through that again, but I wanted a pet. So I went out and did the research and found out that parrots will live up to 80 years. So I got myself a parrot, right? Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, that's really cool why you have Dennis. That's a story that it didn't occur to me. You guys, are
Yep.
you guys seeing the magic of this?
Mhm. So a brief explanation of the backup of why.
Mhm. And going into the heart, because like for you, I love that. We never discussed that before. I was considering going for, an advanced degree and becoming a psychotherapist, but it was going to take me years. And when I did some research, I realized that I could become a hypnotist in this period of time, and I could be helping people, making a difference in lives, because with hypnosis, you can make a change in 4, 5, 6 sessions. With psychotherapy, it can take years. So I went to school, I put out my shingle, and I started working with people. And I noticed that this was true. Change was possible. And I was helping people stop smoking, lose weight, get rid of fears that they'd had their whole life. Since then, I've helped thousands of people. And the best part is now, due to technology, I can work remotely and help people anywhere, literally around the world. How cool is that freaking story? And the first part of it, your decision on why you became a hypnotist, makes it more interesting,
Mm-hmm.
more compelling, as opposed to, I'm a hypnotist, I can help you stop smoking. Well, that's a dime a dozen. That's a dime a dozen. There's a hypnotist on every corner. You know that. And now they're certifying people for $30. I bought, literally just to raise butt, I bought a hypnosis certification course for $30 just to piss him off, just to go, look, Ray, I'm a hypnotist. I spent $30. And he's like, no, because obviously it takes time and experience to become good at anything. So we're going to wrap it up. My challenge to all of you is to take this formula and practice. And what will happen is you'll start to feel when you get good. And feel free to write me, especially Alice, you and Ray, send me them, send me things, because look at what we did with the story of your parrot.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, there isn't anybody that can't love you, Alice, because that's a beautiful story. So you're here, you have a picture with your parrot, and you write this little story about why you got Dennis. All of a sudden, everybody's like, you're so awesome.
You gonna put Dennis up on the screen?
Oh yeah, let's do Dennis. Let me see if I can find him first before I open my screen up. You just sent me a picture of Dennis the other day.
I did, yeah, with my new camera. It's a pretty good picture. I love Dennis though. He's a good boy. Except he bit me twice today, so I'm a little annoyed with him.
Quiet, that's not very nice.
No.
Over here.
You're a technology whiz kid.
Is that what you're gonna call me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wait, oh, now
He's a good
I'm
boy.
playing the video.
Except he bit me twice.
Okay, hang on. You guys still there?
Still here.
I accidentally clicked on the video. So I was playing the video while I was in the video, which is like confusing. Okay. Messenger. Alex.
Yeah. Dennis has a vocabulary of about 250 words, and he loves to sing, and he sings Old MacDonald Had a Farm.
Here it is.
Pretty cool.
It is very
Trying
cool.
to teach him, yeah, trying to
That's-
teach him.
that's a lot of
Hi,
words.
Had a
Diane.
farm. I need a video of that.
Yeah.
Here. For all of you that are
Fireworks are
wondering,
going. There he is.
the beautiful Dennis with a Z, Denniz or one N? D-E,
2 N, and it's a Z. We're Canadian.
a Z, yeah, you foreign people. Denniz, and he lives in the den. His room is the den because he's Dennis. So next time we'll have Ray bring out Bob the cat, who is a very majestic looking creature. So, and I have Susan, who is a pain in the ass and would never let me bring her on the webinar ever. So that's it. So I'm hoping that all of you benefited from this simple formula and exercise. The message I want to leave you guys with is keep your business simple. All the technology in the world and all the funnels in the world can't fix you're not knowing how to share a story. And by the way, if you sell products, this is phenomenal because you take a person who thinks things aren't going great and you go, you know, Sally, before you started on the Mediterranean plan, you were just absolutely exhausted and you were really unhappy. And your first week you lost 3 pounds. I mean, that's phenomenal. What else is going on? Has anybody noticed? And all of a sudden you start packaging their story back to them and they start to realize their story's good. Their story's good. See, my first week on the products that I first used, I complained because I had lost 5 pounds and I thought that sucked. And he said, you know, Di, you had a weight problem for an awful long time. When's the last time you lost 5 pounds in a week? And I went, never. And he goes, exactly. So I don't know if you're doing as bad as you think you're doing. I think you're doing pretty gosh darn good. What else have you noticed? And then I started going, well, I stayed awake longer and I feel like I have a little more energy. So he got me to package my own story. And the next thing you know, I bought another month's worth of stuff. Oh, so this can make you money too. So perhaps we'll come back and we'll workshop and work on this some more and we could take it to a whole nother level. Hey guys, for any of you that are watching, if you happen to be watching this live, I just want to make sure you all know Ray Higdon's come out with the 1 minute influencer course. It closed last Friday and then he reopened it up for the next 2 days. It's available and I have a special group for any of the people that buy through my link. If you've been wanting to learn TikTok and Instagram Reels, we're going to do it together as a group. And tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 p.m. I have Ray coming out. I said, if you're going to open the cart, you got to come hang out. So tomorrow afternoon, I'll be doing a Facebook Live with Ray. If you're considering buying that course at all, you know, buy it from whoever you want to, you know, there's only like 10 affiliates. So if you want to buy it from anybody you want, including Ray, do. But if you want to come hang with us, we're going to have a good time. And these two will be in there and I'm going to get them dancing. They're going to do the, you know, the hokey pokey. Alice is like, no, I'm not. You don't have to do it. Guys, you don't have to do any of that. Seriously. But the short videos are very, very, very important. I put up a post today that I wrote a couple of years ago on Facebook. Last time I posted it had 250 reactions. This time it only has 50. And I'm lucky half the time if I can get 5 or 10. And I have an audience. So Facebook, while it will reformulate, and I don't think it's going anywhere, it's time for you guys to learn another platform. So I highly recommend getting a jump on it. So if you're looking at that course, my link is dianehochman.com/1 minute, or just message me or go on my Facebook wall. The information's there if you have questions about it. So that's going on tomorrow. It definitely 100% closes tomorrow because they're starting the training. I'm going to work with my guys right after Labor Day because we have our holiday next week. And that'll give you guys, thank you, Alice. You're awesome. That'll give you guys the time to get into the course. So with that being said, it's 9 o'clock, time to go to bed.
Yes, mommy.
You guys are awesome. Thank you. And thanks for playing along and letting me mess with you a little bit for the benefit of the audience. You both have incredible stories, and you're incredible at helping people. And I'm just so proud to be associated with both of you. So thank you very much.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank
Diane.
you, Diane.
If you guys
Great
are not
job.
friends with Ray Williams and Alice Iverson, go find them out on Facebook or just message me. I'll tell you where to connect with them. Amazing people, amazing folks. So we'll see you guys later. Everybody take care. Have a great night.
Ciao.